Hello, everyone, and welcome to the House of Reels podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Shawn.
My name is Alex.
And my name is Adrian. Here at the House of Reels, we're going to be over here talking about movies, pop culture, entertainment, all that nice good stuff that's going on around the entertainment field of the world.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
It's been a bit of a minute.
It has, but it's okay. We're back and better, man. Back and better.
And today we have two reviews for you. We have Morbius.
Quick shot
which,
reviews. We're gonna do two quick shot reviews.
That's pretty highly anticipated movie. And we also have Sonic 2, which, I'm not going to say it went under the radar, but, it wasn't as anticipated. But yeah, Adrian, would you like to kick us off?
I'll go in order. So I'll start with the first movie. I believe we're talking about Morbius, right?
Mm-hmm.
Morbius, it broke financial box office records. It was topping the charts. No, I'm joking. That was the jokes that my friends made when we went to watch it. I went with a group of guys. You guys ever go with a group or you guys go alone?
Yeah,
I go alone, man.
Shawn goes alone. Alex, you get the idea of going with a gang, right?
Yeah, yep. A whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. When you're with the boys, but we were joking about man, the lines are packed and this is all messed. I kid you not when I say this, we were the only ones there in the theater.
Sheesh, are you serious?
It was just us and maybe 3 other people, and this wasn't third weekend. This was day 1, Friday opening night.
What?
And I'm like, yikers! This is not good for this movie. Now, from the get-go, we didn't expect this movie to be great or good. We anticipated it was going to be bad. Actually, we actually wanted to go because we were like, it's a Friday night. We had nothing else to do, and let's just have some fun. Let's laugh at the movie if it's that mediocre. And it is that mediocre. So,
wow, really? Damn.
Jared
Leto. Damn, man. He's I don't know. A lot of the movies that he's been in as of late, they've kind of.
Yeah, there's a meme that Jared Leto. By the way, for anyone who's wondering, in Morbius, quick rundown.
Yeah.
Essentially, Jared Leto, the actor, plays Michael Morbius, who is an ill scientist. He's a scientist, genius scientist, but he gets sick, and he tries to find a cure via the vampire bat. So you already see where this is going. So using the vampire bat, he mixes it with his own DNA, becoming a vampire himself, and he tries to restrain himself. In case anybody wants to know more on the spoilers, which I don't know who's going to watch this movie, I really don't, but here's your spoiler warning right here in case you want to see this movie. Long story short, essentially, he gets all Morbius mode, and he's like, oh, I need to drink artificial blood so that I don't kill people, but the artificial blood is on a time limit, and I can't drink that forever. I have to drink real red human blood. On the flip side, his best friend Milo, who is I forgot who he's played with. Who's hold on, give me 1 second.
I'll tell you right now. Yeah, I'll tell you right now. Milo is Matt Smith.
There he is, yeah, him. He essentially he also takes in the same experiment because he's also just like Morbius, he's ill and he's sick. Except in a very, non hyper way, it's like, oh, I become the bad guy because of that. It's like, oh, our whole life we've been like this. Now we have power. We're the evolution of humankind. It's like, okay, this is the most generic thing ever. And then it's just, Morbius versus him. And the movie is very short, by the way. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. It feels very short. There's a sub-romance in it that's absolutely rushed, and it's like, Morbius and his assistant, or Morbius and his fellow scientist, and they just fall in love at one night. It was like, wow, okay. And the special effects were not there. They were not. But the camera work and cinematography was off. The story was beyond generic and actually too predictable. There's actual multiple plot holes in this film. Now, a lot of people may be asking, anybody who doesn't know, why would you watch this film, or what was the anticipation of making it? And that's because Michael Morbius is a Spider-Man villain, and there is a hype train for Spider-Man as of recently with Spider-Man No Way Home and the anticipation of more Spider-Man content. And this movie promoted in their trailers Michael Keaton's character, the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming. So it was like, oh wow, we're getting some more Spider-Man content, but that was shoved into post-credit scenes, and it actually doesn't make sense with the other movies. It really doesn't. So the Morbius movie is really a kind of a sign of Sony milking something that is successful just for the sake of it, and it feels very cheap. It feels very rushed. That movie was filmed in 2019. Can you believe that? 2019.
Wow.
Morbius was filmed in 2019.
It was supposed to release in 2020.
Wow.
Holy crap.
But
Wow.
got delayed until 2022 after Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm sorry, so No Way Home, and after all these Avengers movies and all these other movies, it's like, wow, what's the point of it? So
Wow.
it finally released on April 1st. So it was the greatest April Fool's prank ever, by Sony's part. And that's all I'll give that. I mean, it really was if you try to critically analyze that movie, it is very disappointing, very mediocre. But it is a fun movie to watch with your friends, I guess, if you are really looking for something mediocre or something funny to watch. It does have some funny moments.
Wow. Wow. 2019?
That's crazy. Because when did Far From Home come out? Or the second one, whatever it's called. I don't know.
A Far From Home released on 2019, I believe, also.
What? So they really rushed that. That's insane.
No,
Yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home 2019.
it was released 2019.
So they filmed it that year.
They finished filming it that year. I believe they filmed it the year prior.
Yeah, it says production started in London in February 2019.
All right. Yeah, that movie was
They had a script written November 2017. Leto and Espinosa officially joined June 2018. Work began in earnest at the end of the year with further casting ahead of production starting in London in February 2019 and completed by June 2019. So, like 6 months of filming around there.
Yeah. If Sony has to learn a lesson from this, it's look, we get it. Spider-Man is your biggest moneymaker, but you got to treat him carefully. Last time you didn't treat him carefully, it got messy, and
It did.
with all due respect to Andrew Garfield as an actor, I love him and I love his character, but the way Sony portrayed Spider-Man in Amazing Spider-Man 2 was very divisive towards fans, and this movie is just not gonna. It's arguably a flop for Disney. For Sony really. I don't think this movie is gonna. I think the initial people who watch it because it's a Spider-Man villain. Spider-Man might be related to it, but there's a chance to redeem the character. There always is, but this isn't it for now. Like they need to really reconsider a lot of their options. If you ask me.
Quick sidebar: is Jared Leto a bad actor, or does he just have bad luck with movies?
Interesting question.
Don't include his portrayal of the Joker though. I feel like I think that's a no-brainer in everyone's mind.
Yeah, it's like the meme I said. He played in a bad DC movie and in a bad Marvel movie now. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he actually is a good actor. I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, neither have I.
But
I'm actually gonna.
He's won awards. I know some people are like, well, the awards are all bull crap and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he's just been put into some garbage projects. But I think that if you really gave him a role, he can actually pull something off.
Mm-hmm. So did you think that he was a good Morbius though? Like isolated to how bad the movie was, do you think he was good as Morbius? Like, because they're gonna bring him back for Morbius eventually.
He does look like the character.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that. I honestly, I don't know. It's kind of a situation where I don't know if it's his fault or if it's the movie's fault, but the character was just so poorly done, you know, like, you know, cardboard cutout, you know, characters with paper thin depth. I don't know. He was really stale. His motivation, he has so minimal motivation and character. He doesn't really express. Since we're talking about spoilers, look, he kills his best friend at the end of the movie.
Spoiler alert! Make sure you throw that in
Spoiler
there.
alert, but like okay, so the way I can describe like he actually like you know he like stabs his friend with like a cure or something. Okay, he got like a some chemical that actually kills real life bats. It's like deadly to bats. He injects his best friend with this, so then his best friend is like on the other side, like, like how we were supposed to save the world, and he's just like, he's not even crying, he's not distraught, he's just like, you were my best friend, Milo. It was like, oh, really?
So, what about Sonic? Well, what did you think of the Sonic?
So on the flip side, the following weekend I saw Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 to be precise. This is the sequel to the first Sonic the Hedgehog. My opinion, I love that movie. Now, quick question: did you guys grow up on Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
I played all the games. Well, I don't know about Alex, but I did.
Yep.
Yeah, Sonic is for audiences. Sonic is a video game character who was released in 1990s for the Sega Genesis. And he was the Sega icon. Most audiences know who Sonic is. His impact at the time when he was first released, he rivaled Mario, for those wondering. And he's had a lot of significant moments in gaming history, but he's also had like a fallout as of recently due to his games just not clicking as well as they used to for audiences. But needless to say, a lot of Sonic fans today are adults because they grew up with Sonic in the 90s or in the early 2000s when he had a much more significant role compared to nowadays, where maybe not a lot of people are aware of him. They made the first film, and in my opinion, the first film was a fine movie. It was a fine family-friendly movie, and it was fine. It was enjoyable. It wasn't bad. This second one, I have to say, they really umped it up. Now, the first act, it felt like a family-friendly movie. Again, you know, you have Sonic and the human counterpart, and they're just, you know, interacting, and it's like life. And they do the setup with the characters, and then the second act, they try to go back into the human story. I will tell you guys this: this movie is 2 hours long. It's 2 hours and something minutes. So it would actually, for like a family friendly movie, it was quite lengthy. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this is kind of, you know, this movie is still going on, you know. And the second act, yeah, I was kind of getting like, oh, this is really like too much on the humans. I always feel that these movies that try to portray a character, they always try to go too much in the human aspect instead of the characters. But the third act, they went Sonic fan service. I love the third act. You know, here's spoiler alert. And for anyone who really enjoys Sonic, I highly, highly request you do watch this film. For those who don't mind the spoilers, man, like the way Jim Carrey portrayed Dr. Robotnik or Eggman, he gave it his all. I think this is arguably his last role. He said it.
Really?
Yeah, he said he might retire. He said he's content with life and he might retire. But yeah, fellas, Jim Carrey really nailed it out of the park. I was laughing at his performance. You could tell he was like with the mannerisms. And they introduced two characters. They introduced Tails and Knuckles, and that's what I really enjoyed about this movie that the first one didn't have. Is this movie really went more on the Sonic route? Like, you have two very important characters of Sonic's life. You know, you have the rivalry, or not the rivalry, but the misunderstanding between Sonic and Knuckles, of them fighting, and it's like, it's clear they both come from the same place and the same heart, but they have different approaches to life. And then you have Tails, who really doesn't know how he fits into this, but he clearly needs a friend. He clearly needs help himself. And then you have Sonic, who's clearly a kid and he's still learning his own life. And it's just all at the third act, it culminates into a Sonic Heroes moment, the three of them versus Eggman, and it becomes cheesy. Eggman gets this big robot, you know, it's like a classic looking Sonic boss fight, and then you have, you know, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles teaming up. It was pure Sonic joy. I don't know if you guys know like Sonic Heroes, or you know, the like those chaotic moments with the three of them. Again, spoiler. I don't know if any of you guys intend to watch it. Do you guys intend to watch it or not?
I'm gonna watch it, but you can spoil it on it.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Hypest moment in the movie. So this movie has the Master Emerald, and in the middle of the movie, it breaks, and there's all the Chaos Emeralds, and Supersonic appears. Like, it is,
Really?
and it is, man, it became pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the movie was family friendly, but when he became Supersonic, bro, the theater was clapping, like. And like, you know, the tone shifted. It's like he became Super Saiyan, like a god for a moment, and then you see Eggman with this massive robot just trying to punch him, and he just goes. It's just like it's like everyone freaking out, you know. It's like, and they were adults, bro. They were like, you know, like guys, like in their 20s, you know, like Sonic. You know, it's like you wouldn't expect that. You know, they were kids, but they were also adults, and it was just that last act was great, and then the post credit scene was also great because the post-credit scene shows Shadow the Hedgehog. So we are anticipating
yes.
3. Yeah, there was a bit of a concern. And this is a little bit off the movie, more on the commentary, but Jim Carrey, he has stated that he doesn't think he's gonna be acting anymore. He's retiring from acting. So some people asked the people making Sonic, like, how are you gonna treat Eggman? And they say they would not replace Jim Carrey. They would absolutely respect and just not go with the character. And I think they did that with the movie because Eggman falls and there's no sign of him coming back. So I think they edited it in that feature last minute to really put out the idea that, with all due respect, Jim Carrey as Eggman is done. And we're going to move 100% into Shadow the Hedgehog, which perfect way to introduce Sonic 3, if you ask me. And, you know, that's the way I'm seeing it. I'm so excited for that movie.
I feel so bad, man. I've not seen either one. I was a big fan of the games in the early 2000s, but yeah, like I don't know, man. Anytime I see an adaptation come from video game, it's almost like, yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah,
be
we
bad.
talked about this with Uncharted.
But yeah, man, and I just never got around to seeing it. But I'm pretty sure everybody that I've talked to has said the second one's pretty good. So. I might have to watch him, man. But yeah, what do you think, Alex?
Man, I'm excited. Adrian, you got me excited. All right, I'm gonna go take my sisters. We're gonna go watch this new Sonic movie. I'm really happy. You know, the first one, maybe we talked about that before in a previous episode, how the first trailer that came out for the first one, everyone was like, what the hell is going on? Then they redid it. And for me, that kind of showed their commitment to the character and to portraying it right. But this, even more after your review, it definitely sold me. And you mentioned Shadow. He's my favorite character, you know, in the whole Sonic franchise. I'm sure you guys played his video game just like I did.
Yeah, the edgy music, you know,
one of the best freaking games ever. It felt like I was in some sort of anime or something like that. It was freaking crazy, man. But
it's a crazy game.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. And Jim Carrey, if this is his last role, what an amazing way to end his career, man. Doing Eggman justice, man. And
I will tell you this, my final comments on Sonic. Shawn, the first movie, it's a decent watch, but I don't think you need to watch it to catch up to the second one. Okay. And it goes for both of you. The second movie is a little bit long, again, 2 hours. At least that's for me, a little bit long. And it may feel a little dragging in some places, but I do promise you the third act, it is Sonic joy. It is like, here we go. This is what Sonic fans have been wanting to see, you know, like seeing Knuckles and Tails and Sonic versus Eggman, you know, putting aside the real world aspects. Like, here is a Sonic moment, you know, it's like, that's, you know, I will say it was worth, for me, it was worth, you know, I was a little skeptical, but especially for you, Shawn, who's skeptical about adaptations, the people in charge of the Sonic movies, they're actually fans and they're actually people who grew up and they do love Sonic. And that was shown, as Alex said, when the first trailer came out, they completely redesigned them. They're like, no, we're going to give the fans what they want, you know? We're not doing this for money, or we're not doing this. Well, yeah, there's money. It's a business, but we're doing this for the fans first. So, and the way they responded, that they would completely respect Jim Carrey retirement. I'm like, that's crazy, because some people would just say, no, we're just replacing him with another Eggman. So, kudos to
Yeah,
Sonic
man.
too.
It's a Paramount movie, right?
Yes, it's a Paramount movie.
Shout out to Paramount, man. Shout out to Paramount for sticking true to what the fans want. Not a lot of studios would do that, as we've also discussed in length before. But yeah,
This is
man.
the direction Hollywood needs to go in.
Yeah, hey, look, great things happen when you listen to what the people want. Okay,
Of course, man.
that's all I'm gonna
And
say.
that's where we're gonna segue into our next section. Our
Yeah,
next
we're gonna-
section is actually the most anticipated movies and TV shows.
Yep.
Well, there's one that I want to talk about, guys. Just to start it off. Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore, man.
Yep.
Recasting Dumbledore.
That's
wow,
wild.
guys. It's wild. It really
That's
is.
crazy.
I think it's a whole nother discussion to get into about why they did it. But recasting Johnny Depp and bringing in Mads, what's his last name?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah. I'm excited to see the movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to see how he does it. But reviewers have already said that the movie isn't that great. But I'm gonna still go, man. I'm gonna still go.
Yeah,
The trailer
course,
looks
of
decent.
Of course.
We're getting to see something we've never seen before. A Muggle really getting a wand. Like, have we seen that? I don't think we've seen that.
No.
So yeah, man, it should be pretty fun. We'll see how they wrap this up. I'm pretty sure this is the last one in their little trilogy with Fantastic Beast. I think they're gonna start doing shows for Harry Potter next. I think they could get into a few things. I think that there's a lot that they could really uncover from the books, even. But yeah, man, that's really just the one that I wanted to talk about. Anybody have anything else?
We're talking about just for this month or in general? Because next month,
in general.
Oh boy, next month, man, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness, and there's a lot that can happen in that movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one's coming out. Hold up, guys. And then the Buzz Lightyear movie is coming out.
Lightyear.
I'm excited for.
Lightyear still does not have a rating at the time of this episode, which is April 12th, 2022. At least at this time, 4 or 5 p.m. Does not have a rating.
That's wild.
And that is pretty crazy.
It's a speculation. I don't think it's gonna happen. But I talked to my little brother about this, and we love Buzz Lightyear. But this movie is clearly more tailored towards older audiences, because people who grew up with Toy Story and people who grew up with Buzz Lightyear, that was back in the 90s and the early 2000s. That was when you were a kid. And then when Toy Story 3 came around, you were getting into college, or you were getting into more into the high school. But now you're probably like a full-grown adult, and people are speculating this could be Pixar's first PG-13 movie. I mean, look at
That'd be sick.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think Disney would ever allow that for a character like Buzz Lightyear. But if that's the case, that is insane.
PG-13 how though? I'm trying to think.
Well, it's not like they're gonna start putting like bad words everywhere, but maybe the violence is.
Maybe if anything.
The trailer does have a very dark tone, and even the font and the music and the way they're portraying it, it's very much more closely related to like a sci-fi epic rather than just another child-friendly movie. That's not, by the way, to put down on the other movies of Pixar. They're all phenomenal movies. Most of them, at least, are phenomenal movies. Because there's a few that Pixar has had missteps. But yeah, this movie does not have a rating yet. I keep looking. I'm like, this movie isn't rated G. It's not rated PG. I think it's going to be rated PG for sure, because I see them like cutting alien tentacles, and I'm thinking like that's already enough to warrant a PG. But I'm thinking like, Zurg looks very menacing, and they've barely shown us footage of this movie. They've only shown 2 trailers, and both of them are almost identical. And I'm thinking, is this a PG-13 movie? And they don't want to say it yet?
That would be insane. I think that would break the internet. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That would be crazy. I can't imagine that happening for a Pixar movie.
That opened the gateway for Pixar, though. You know, imagine if Pixar does start making a few PG-13 movies. You know that.
What if they make a rated R movie? Oh my
No,
god!
I don't think
That can never happen. That can never happen.
I mean,
That'd
if
be
you
nice.
look at the movie Brave, that movie was PG,
Yeah.
but you could tell it needed to be PG-13.
Of course.
Bro, honestly,
course.
in some of
Brave is
these
intense.
animated movies, there's so many sexual innuendos and stuff like that. They should just make them PG-13. To be honest.
Yeah, put a little bit more on the mature themes. You know, there's some people out here who appreciate Pixar and the older side. You know.
Question. So
Yeah.
you guys have probably played or known about The Wolf Among Us, right?
Okay. Yeah.
What if we got movies kind of like that? Like where they allude to childhood, I
Like
don't know,
Shrek?
what are they called? Like Shrek, but more adult. That would be freaking hilarious. I don't know if they could do that though.
It's like I said, you know, there's some things that Pixar does that it's very clear. I mean, Pixar. What I like about Pixar is they do, you know, their themes are very mature. I mean, look at the most recent one, Turning Red. That one delved into puberty and a little bit into sexuality, even.
Yeah, in theory they are very mature, right? But it's just like the way that they touch on the subjects. Like the subjects themselves are mature, but they
have to touch
handle them in a way where it's like, okay, you know, like can a kid digest this?
Can a kid get in the theater and watch this with their parents? Yeah,
exactly.
So, but yeah, much anticipation if this movie's PG-13.
Yeah,
and
do like a red label piece.
And in the same month, the following up on June, we got Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
I think that said it all right there, at least for me.
You know, Jurassic is kind of interesting because the first Jurassic Park, it's to me an uncontested top 10 movies of all time. That movie it changed cinema, if you ask me. It's a masterpiece. And then the second one came out, it was and the third one came out, I was like, oh. And then came the Jurassic World movies.
Well, downhill.
Divisive, both of them. And it's like, what's the point of Jurassic at this point? I mean, the point is dinosaurs. People love dinosaurs, but it's kind of like, where's the magic in the moral, you know, debate of dinosaurs being alive at this point? So
you know how it is, man. You're just like always just milking it. You know, they kind of set up like a staple movie of theirs for their franchise for like every generation. So then they can hook them in, and then they're like, okay, now we can make 3 or 4 more movies and start milking these people even more, you know? So, I mean, that's at least how I think of it. It's pretty smart from a business standpoint, you know, because you just throw famous franchise name on there, you slap it on there, and that's it, you know?
Now, Universal does have great rides when it comes to Jurassic, though. You have Velociraptor ride?
I haven't gotten on it yet, man.
Arguably the best ride in the park.
I'm so sad, man. I move away just when everything is really opening back up.
There's roller
coasters at every single. But bro, I had a season pass.
For those that don't know, Shawn used to live down here in Miami, and now he moved back home to Raleigh, North Carolina. So
man.
He missed the opportunity to get on all the rides because everything was closed and stuff.
Next time you're on vacation, you hit up every single ride. Make sure you get your
I got to, man. Bro, I never went to like Hogwarts, man. Like I never went.
Sean, you never went. I thought you would be the first person to go.
Like I'm coming down. I think I'll do like a little, you know, get together with some family members, and we may go. We may get like, you know, the 2-way passes or whatever they're called, so you go to both sides
for graduation. Man.
Yeah, I got to, man. I got to. I got a few things that I want to do, but that'll definitely be on the list. You know.
Absolutely.
But
yeah,
guys,
that time.
Another big movie coming out in July, man. Thor: Love and Thunder, baby.
No trailer yet.
Yet.
Images have been leaked, but no trailer.
Yep. What do you guys think about this little one right here? You got 2 Marvel Titans back to back, basically Doctor Strange and Thor.
I'm more concerned about Love and Thunder.
Really? Why do you guys think?
Based on the images I've seen, I'm not excited on the. I mean, I know for anybody who's wondering, there are images out there on the internet for anybody who doesn't want to know. And I am touching on upon these images, but there's been leaked images, and so far I'm not liking the design of Thor. I'm not liking the design of Jane Foster's Thor. I'm not liking what the idea is so far. I'll tell you what I'm most excited for, but I'm also worried about. Christian Bale is playing the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is, to me,
That's interesting.
Amazing. Christian Bale. Marvel has somehow got two Batmen under their belt now. They had Michael Keaton, and now they have Christian Bale. But they got Christian Bale playing Gore the God Butcher, and his whole point is, as the name implies, he kills gods. So that's interesting. There was rumors apparently that his whole role is he's actually going to kill pantheons of gods, or he's going to kill alternate gods. Like, because the reason they haven't shown the trailer, people speculate, is because Multiverse of Madness has to set it up, and that the Marvel universe has the Norse gods. So Thor is a Nordic god for anybody who's wondering. But as you know, Marvel doesn't show Zeus. It doesn't show Ra from Egyptian mythology and Zeus from Greek. But the idea is that Gore is a multiversal entity that's going to be revealed in the Multiverse of Madness of Doctor Strange. And then when he gets into Thor: Love and Thunder, he's going to reveal, oh, I killed Zeus. Oh, I killed Ra. Oh, I killed all these other gods. And now it's my turn to kill Thor. You know, he's like, oh, I'm going to kill all these gods from these mythologies. And that's why they're all mythologies. They're not real religions or real gods anymore, which is a very interesting take, if that's the case. But I also looked at his design, and he looks very generic. And I don't know, man. I'm worried that this movie has no trailer. It has no hype compared to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and this is kind of cutting it close, man. July already.
Months after, you only have June to prepare yourself, and I don't know if it's enough for people. You know, a lot of general audiences, movies are very expensive. It might be a lot to just go from movie to movie. You know.
Yeah.
Of course.
You also have to beat up Lightyear and potentially Jurassic World Dominion if people are excited for that movie.
Yeah, it's a weird rollout.
I think those are easy though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think those are. I don't think Lightyear is super easy to beat, but at the same time, I don't know if people are going to just be lined up to see Lightyear.
Yeah, that's true. You know.
Marvel already has so much going for it, you know.
Yeah,
it's everything, but this could be the beginning of the end. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We can talk about the beginning of the end of Marvel if we want, but
yeah,
you know, they have to release some sort of marketing because.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any trailers recently or anything like that, you know, and there hasn't been an official trailer release. So, I mean, that is kind of worrying. And like I mentioned, at this point, you know, in July, marketing standards, you know, this is kind of cutting it close in terms of already building some hype behind the movie. It's 3 months out already. You know, Doctor Strange, which is funny because Doctor Strange, bro, every movie I've gone to, there's been a Doctor Strange trailer. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of hype for Doctor Strange. There's a lot of speculation and hype for that movie, but nobody's talking about Thor: Love and Thunder.
Exactly. So it is kind of worrying. It is kind of worrying. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, I hope it's not a stinker. That's all I'm gonna say. And Christian Bale.
It's gonna look nice.
Yeah. But
in terms of like effects and stuff, it'll probably look good. But bro, the story, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
we gotta watch for the story, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what I've been thinking about in general. Just after, you know, obviously everything that happened with Endgame and stuff like that. Like, where's the story going from here? You know, from Marvel, because it was kind of this whole big buildup to this to that point. So now what? Like, now what are we building towards? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I know. I have that concern too.
It depends. Because even when you look at Miss Marvel, like the TV show that they're coming out with, man, like it looks horrendous. Everybody, I think that's pretty telling in terms of like, I don't know if they really have a plan. Even when people, like when directors talk about like what direction they were given for these movies, like they're never told, they never say like, oh, we were told to do this and have this, and this in the movie. It's almost like, just do what you want. And I feel like they've just had really good planning in terms of like the directors kind of understood what they wanted to do. But you get to a bad director, man, and it's finito. Like if especially if it's a really big movie or supposed to be really pivotal, that could be monumental.
That's how I felt when I was, and I was talking to this with my other group of buddies. You know, to me, it's very clear. Endgame had the direction. It was like we were gonna lead to this
100%.
point. But then I'm like, I've argued multiple times. As much as I think there's some things that they just, why keep going? And I look at the movie Eternals. I'm like, how does that fit into the ultimate end goal of this movie, of this phase or whatnot? I'm like, where are we going?
Exactly. Yeah. And after watching the Eternals movie, you just kind of get a sense of like, okay, it's kind of like a weird middle. You're like, all right, I guess. I mean, that was interesting.
Like, we were all anticipating Spider-Man No Way Home because Spider-Man's always gonna be the hype. But besides Spider-Man, people are anticipating this movie because it's big, and we want to know if like the X-Men are finally gonna be a part of this, or the Fantastic Four, or other Marvel properties. But after that movie, we have a multiverse.
Yeah.
The villain, I believe, is going to be Kang the Conqueror. So we're going to get to a multiverse.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we talked about this a while ago. It's like, how big can you get before it's just not grounded in the human experience? It's so massive. Oh no, multiple universes will die. Compared to like a Batman story where it's like this person can get killed, and it feels like, oh wait, this could happen in real life. Oh, I feel the severity of the situation if this person is killed.
Exactly.
Bigger is not always better.
The whole multiverse, I'm not gonna call it an experiment, but the whole multiverse like idea and stuff, it's great in theory because you're like, wow, it's an expanding universe with unlimited possibilities. But then you're like, damn, this is an expanding universe with unlimited possibilities. How can we narrow it down to a few that make sense and that are also enjoyable for the audience, pleases the diehard fans that know everything that's supposed to happen, everything that's going on, and to also bring in new people? It's like, from a production standpoint, it's like you're kind of spreading yourself out too thin. You know what I'm saying? Just,
I know exactly what you mean.
Right? Like Kang's like, he's set up to be like the next guy. So how about we just build up to that instead of just randomly releasing Eternals, and then if Doctor Strange doesn't have any direction, then there goes that. If Thor flops, and there goes that, then we could start seeing what we here in the House of Reels are calling a possible fall of Marvel. But
exactly, man. It's coming. It's coming. I'm telling you that right now. It's coming. But
quoting it from Shawn, it's coming.
Switching gears from superhero movies, Jordan Peele's coming out with a new movie this summer. Nope. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. He has obviously had success with Get Out, Us. Now he has Nope. Okay, and it's with Keke Palmer, Daniel Kaluuya. Set to release July 22nd, 2022. I'm sure you guys have seen trailers for this movie. Are you guys excited for this movie at all? Does it?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen the trailer. I don't know how many times.
I don't know what it's about.
Exactly.
I don't know what's going on.
I think that's a great thing, though, when you think about it. Because most trailers nowadays, they show too much. And I feel like this one, you don't know if it's a single person. You don't know if it's just the fog or whatever. Like, you don't know what's really happening.
Exactly.
So I don't know what you guys take on it, but I think it's it could either be really good or really bad.
You know what? Now that you just said it, Shawn, how in these two previous movies that he's released, the trailers kind of did the same thing. They didn't tell you really anything about the movie. Right? Because with Jordan Peele, it seems like in these two movies, there's always like, it's like the iceberg, he shows you a little, but then like there's everything else under the surface, So it's probably just going to be one of those, and it's probably going to be a good movie, honestly. At least I'm thinking. So
we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. And then just going to, what about Bullet Train?
Oh,
that movie looks freaking, I don't know.
I want to see it, man. I want to see it. I
want to see it just because I'm like, what the is this? Like, I don't know what's that movie. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's like, okay, there's this package. Everybody wants it. Like, why?
Exactly.
And Brad Pitt is there. Bad Bunny is there. It's super random.
I feel like that is the most random movie for this year.
Mhm.
Definitely. I mean, there's a Batman animated movie. No, there's a DC animated movie. DC
Oh, the
League
Super
Super
Pets.
Pets. That's
Oh yeah, that's gonna be sick. That's gonna be sick. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be
Dwayne
sick.
looks
Johnson
good.
with the dog. Kevin
looks
Hart
good.
as Ace the Bat Hound.
Yeah.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready for that.
But yeah, I think that's all our time for now, fellas.
Yeah, it's our time.
So
I did want to add one quick thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Morbius is gonna be back. I don't know if you guys know this, but they're gonna do a Sinister Six eventually.
eventually.
So we're gonna have to endure a couple more of these horrendous villain movies.
Oh dear Lord.
Oh gosh. Hopefully they're better, but we'll see. We'll see
This
how
was
it
a
goes. But
Sony
yeah, guys.
movie? Morbius was a
What you
Sony
said?
movie?
It's Sony.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll
That's
just have to
incredible.
see. But anyways, fellas, take care.
Mhm.
Have fun.
Of course. Be safe.
And
Everyone.
we'll see you next week.
We'll
See you guys.
Peace.